Hello, Bulgarians! And welcome back to Boldly Becoming, the space where we explore what it means to live your best life relentlessly. Love yourself unconditionally and walk boldly in your purpose. Today's episode is going to challenge how you think about love. We've been taught that love means giving, sacrificing, being available, no matter what. But what if I told you that love without boundaries isn't love at all? It's a slow leak that drains you and eventually drains the very relationships you're trying to protect. Now, maybe you're already practicing strong boundaries, and that's beautiful. This conversation is still for you because boundaries are a practice, not a one-time decision. And as we grow, evolve, and enter new seasons, new challenges can creep in. Different people, different connections. Some bring out the best in us, and others test us in ways we don't expect. Boundaries need refining in every season so we can stay prepared, mind, body, and spirit. Boundaries aren't selfish. Boundaries are sacred. They're not about keeping people out. They're about keeping love in. So let's ground ourselves in the word. Mark 12:31 says, "Love your neighbor as yourself." The second half matters. If you don't love yourself, while including setting boundaries, how can you love your neighbor? Luke 5:16 says, Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. Even Jesus set boundaries. He stepped away to rest and recharge so he could show up fully in his mission. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Boundaries are how we guard our heart. Nehemiah 6 says, "Boundaries will always be resisted, but they are holy work." Luke 10:11 states, "When you are not received, shake the dust off your feet and move forward." Boundaries are clarity, not hate. Now, in intimate relationships, boundaries are an act of love because they keep us from becoming saviors or martyrs. Your partner is not responsible for your happiness, and you are not responsible for theirs. Happiness and healing are work only God and the individual can do. Love says, "I will walk with you, but I cannot carry you." Boundaries also mean accountability. Love calls your partner higher. "This pattern is hurting us. I need you to address it." That's not criticism, that's love that believes in growth. And even in conflict, boundaries protect love. Fighting fair is a boundary. Honesty without brutality. Protecting your partner's heart with your words is an act of love. So let me paint a picture for you with the story. Imagine a couple. We'll call them Amari and Jordan. Jordan always looked to Amari to make them happy. When life got tough, Jordan leaned on Amari to fix it all. At first, Amari tried until they realized their relationship was slipping into resentment. One night, Amari said, "I love you too much to carry what isn't mine. Your happiness is yours to seek. I'll support you, but I cannot be your only source of joy." It was a boundary, but it was also love. That boundary saved their relationship from turning into codependence. Now, let's zoom out to familial relationships. Family often believes love equals unlimited access. Parents feel entitled to run your marriage. Siblings feel entitled to speak into your parenting. Extended family crosses lines without thought. Boundaries in family are often about breaking generational curses. Cycles of control, silence, or toxicity passed down unless someone says it stops with me. Let's continue with Amari and Jordan. Jordan's mother constantly criticized how they parented. Every visit turned into judgment and overstepping. Amari was tempted to snap back, but instead, they drew a boundary. "We love you, but we will not discuss our marriage or parenting choices anymore. It was firm, not cruel. It preserved their peace while still leaving room for love. If we think our love is unlimited access, we confuse control with care. Boundaries free us to actually choose love, not just perform it. Boundaries are about ownership. I am responsible for my emotions. You are responsible for yours. When we confuse that, we either abandon ourselves to try to rescue others, but love says, I will walk with you, but I won't drown with you. Supporting without absorbing is an act of love for both of you. But here's a trap. Many of us confuse judgment with boundaries. Judging someone else's choices, they're weak, they're dramatic, they're immature, that's not a boundary. That's a control disguised as wisdom. Boundaries do not control others. Boundaries clarify what you will and won't carry. Now, sometimes it's easier to see the power of emotional boundaries through examples. So picture this. Amari's neighbor, Sierra, was always in crisis, venting at all hours, showing up unannounced and expecting Amari to fix her life. At first, Amari judged her. She's just messy, always dramatic. But judgment didn't change anything. It just hardened Amari's heart. So Amari tried something new, a boundary. Sierra, I care about you, but I can't be your 24/7 rescue line. I'll listen when I can, but I need you to also find other supports. Sierra resisted at first, but eventually she sought healthier outlets, and Amari's peace and their friendship were preserved. Love without emotional boundaries turn into enabling. True love gives people back responsibility for their own healing. Work often feels like a place where boundaries don't exist, where your time, energy, and effort are always up for grabs. But boundaries at work are an act of love too. They protect your ability to serve with excellence instead of resentment. Judgment at work sounds like, my coworkers are lazy, they don't care, I'm the only one who works. That judgment breeds bitterness, but it doesn't change anything. Boundaries do. And what about our careers? Let's step into Jordan's workplace for a moment. Jordan's boss kept piling on projects. You're great at this. Can you just take one more thing? At first, Jordan says yes, until one day they were drowning. So Jordan set a boundary. I want to give my best, but I can't keep taking on extra tasks without sacrificing quality. Can we prioritize or assign this elsewhere? The boss wasn't thrilled, but Jordan's boundary wasn't rebellion, it was respect. Respect for their own limits and for their quality of work. Boundaries at work are an act of love because they protect the quality of what you give, not just the quantity. Here's the hard truth. Not everyone will honor your boundaries. Some people, even loved ones, sometimes I like to say especially loved ones, will bulldoze them. But here's the key. Boundaries are about you, not them. Success isn't measured by whether they accept it, but by whether you uphold it. Expect resistance. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries will always experience new boundaries as punishment. That doesn't mean you drop them. In Nehemiah 6, people mocked and threatened him as he built the wall, but he stayed at work. Luke 10:11 reminds us, when people don't receive you, you move on in clarity, not hate. Now let's go back to these stories because boundaries don't always get honored the first time. Jordan's mother ignores their boundaries and criticizes anyway. Amari calmly repeats, we've said that isn't up for discussion. Sierra tries to vent again at midnight. Amari doesn't argue, they hold the line. I can't take this on for you. Jordan's boss pushes back, but Jordan reaffirms, I cannot carry extra tasks without sacrificing quality. Boundaries are not requests for permission. They are declarations of self-love and God's order for your peace. So, how do we put this into practice? One, we need to identify one area where you feel drained or resentful. That's where a boundary is needed. Then we need to clarify with love. Say it calmly, compassionately, directly. Hold consistently. Don't collapse when resistance comes. Consistency communicates love. Then we need to reflect with God. Ask weekly, am I guarding my heart? Am I protecting love through boundaries? Boundaries are not barriers to love. They are the soil where love grows strong. Thank you for joining me today on Boldly Becoming. My prayer is that you walk away with permission to protect your peace and love deeper through boundaries. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep protecting your peace, keep loving relentlessly, and keep boldly becoming.